Hello there, and welcome to today's School Talk video. My name is Anne-Marie Schofield, and I'm a speech and language therapist with the Evelina London Children and Young People's Community Speech and Language Therapy team. Today, I'm going to be talking about emotional awareness and also sharing a tip of the week. So for those of you who have or work with children who are having difficulty talking about and sharing emotions, we hope that this video will be helpful for you. Today's session is mainly aimed at children who are at the EYFS or Key Stage 1 phase. However, there are lots of videos on our Facebook page on a range of topics, so do keep checking there and have a look at what we do already have posted as well. The activity for today will include using visual resources to talk about feelings, and I'm going to be using an emotions board or an emotions scale to do that. I'm using a board that I've made myself today, but you could also try using a paper and pen or a whiteboard to make one. So if you want to do that in the session with me, feel free to grab those things. I'm going to be using a visual timetable as well to show everybody what we're going to be doing today, which is a really simple version again with a whiteboard and pen. So if you would like to try making one yourself, again, feel free to grab those things and let's get started. Okay, we have already said hello, so I'm just going to cross that off. And next we're going to talk about the tip of the week. After that, I'm going to demonstrate using a feelings board or a scale, and then we will have a summary before we say goodbye. So next we will be talking about our tip of the week. And our tip of the week this time is to talk about emotions in the moment and through the day. And there's a number of different ways that we can do this. Firstly, using storybooks. If your child is at an age where you're sharing storybooks together, this can be a really useful way to open up conversation about feelings. And you can talk about the feelings illustrated in the prose within the book, or you can talk about the facial expressions, feelings, and body language of the characters that are depicted in the book as well. Additionally, another helpful hint is talking about emotions in context. So when big feelings are coming up in the moment, they're often the most accessible. So it can be helpful to help children label those feelings when they are coming up. And finally, talking about our own feelings as adults and modelling that use of emotions, words can also be really helpful. So even talking at the end of the day, saying, gosh, I'm feeling really tired because I did lots of things today, or I'm feeling really happy because I went to the shop and they had my favourite chocolate bar, can be really helpful ways of showing children how to talk about feelings in context. Okay, so that was our tip of the week. I'm going to cross this off our visual timetable now. Next, we're going to go on to talk about using a feelings board or scale. Right. For our feelings board, as I said, I'm just using one that I've made previously here. And as you can see, this is comprised of faces depicting feelings, words, little symbols, and there's also the word for the feeling underneath them. So again, this can be done just with paper and pen, and you might like to write the emotion word and draw a face that represents that to help your child access the vocabulary. And this can be used throughout the day to talk about feelings. It can be really helpful to model ourselves using it first. So sharing the board with our child and then saying, I think I feel happy today because I can see the sun is shining outside. And then asking our child, how are you feeling? And offering them choices of vocabulary that they can use. And then this then also gives us a window into exploring those feelings words further. And the reasons why they might have picked up words. It's also possible just to say to present fewer symbols at first if you feel this would be beneficial for your child, and they might find that a bit easier, and use a larger range of emotions words for children who maybe are a little bit older and have the language for that. That's our emotions board, and that likely would be beneficial, perhaps more for children who are at the EYFS stage. For slightly older children who might be in year one, we might want to adapt this approach by perhaps using something like an emotions scale. So I'm going to just use a paper and pen for this. And the way that we can set up an emotions scale is just to take a piece of paper and have some numbers coming up the side here, rating at the top. And this can help our children pick a rating how they're feeling. Say 1, not feeling any emotions at all, or even maybe feeling really quiet or tired. 5 at the top, maybe feeling lots of very big feelings or feeling out of control almost. And an extra tip might be to even colour code these. So you might want to use perhaps a red colour for the very topmost rating, or perhaps a cooler colour at the bottom, such as a blue, to indicate that you're feeling less of those big emotions. So to adapt this scale further as well, we can also add, once your child has given themselves a rating, perhaps for each rating here, what does it look like or feel like when they're feeling those really big emotions? Whether that's feeling very, very angry or feeling very, very worried or scared about something, we can work with them to perhaps draw a picture of what that looks like, what their face might look like, and also to talk about how they feel in their bodies and the types of sensations that they might feel. So as you can see, in contrast to the emotions board, this sort of brings out a lot more detail as well about how your child might be feeling in the moment. So those are some examples of visual ways that you can discuss feelings with children. We have now finished talking about our feelings board and scale. So I'm just going to cross that out. And we're going to move on to our summary now. So we hope that you enjoyed that and that you try the activity of making an emotions board or scale to talk about your feelings through the day. And additionally, do try and have a go at using a visual timetable to show your children roughly what you might be doing over the course of a day or even a week. It doesn't have to be very specific or based on really stringent times, but it can be really helpful just to have a bit of a routine. If you do have any queries, please have a look at the information on our website, as you might find your questions are answered there, especially in the advice and support section. And our website address is www.evelina.nhs.uk/community speech and language. It can also be found on this Facebook page. If you can't find an answer to your question, you can email us as well, and someone will get back to you. And the best email address is gst-tr.contactslt@nhs.net. If your child attends a school in Lambeth or Southwark, you could attend one of our school drop-ins, which do take place on the first Wednesday of every month, to talk directly to a speech and language therapist, and you can ask your school SENCO for more information about that. So all that remains to say is thank you very much for joining us. We will be posting another video very soon, and of course you can watch this video again anytime. Take care, bye-bye.